back again, mate. After a bit of a hiccup, I would say.
Another loss.
Another loss. Not the worst. I mean, we lost by 44 points.
Do you know what grinds my gears?
What?
We're the second or third most points overall.
Correct.
And we are 8th, and we're 3 and 4.
Yep.
So explain that one to me.
Mate, I wish I could. Hopefully it's going to even itself out with wins as the season goes on. But just too many underperforming guys. Let's be honest. Clayton Oliver and Jai Newcomb are killing us at the moment.
Have been the difference most weeks for us between games. Because Gorn is like pulling his weight plus some, and then we don't have anyone else on our team averaging over 100, which...
Well, Cripps is now.
Oh, just. Okay, fine. But we should... we lost Doc. So, and Doc would be averaging over 100 as well, you'd assume. So most teams, even we'll see now, are we looking... is that the upcoming... No, that's last week.
Well, this was last week, and look, at the end of the day, Gorn scores a 134. English was the difference. He scored a 141 in the end. And
it wasn't the difference, though, because it was only 20, 30 odd points.
Yeah.
And we lost more than that. The difference was who wasn't scrolled out to the forward line.
He got a monster score from Blakey, and everything else was relatively even.
True. And we had 41 from Todd Marshall, but it wouldn't have made a difference because Liam Ryan, we use Lockie Schultz as the loophole. And he's just... Usually when we're losing, the difference is consistency. Like, I think the lowest score on his team was, what was it?
50. Well, he had a couple of 50. He had 50, 2 50s.
Yeah, 50s. Okay. But like no 30s, no 40s.
No.
50. And he had how many scores over 100? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 99, yeah.
Honestly,
the score.
Blakey going 132 is an anomaly.
Yeah, he should have gone 80. You're saying if Blakey went 80, we would have won?
Pretty much. And also, Oliver's just not Oliver. Oh, Newcomb did score an 89. I can't really pin that on him, to be honest. That's not fair. But
we needed more from Dacos and Oliver.
Yeah.
Really, our forward line was very underperforming. We lost. Also, we lost to someone lower on the ladder. It just goes to show it doesn't really matter where you're placed on the ladder.
Yeah.
Anything can happen week in, week out.
Yeah. So what I've done here is I've shown the team with what the players scored last week. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you with their average for the year. So the number next to them is their average for the year. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about changes. We made a move. We've had enough.
We did. We dropped Todd Marshall.
We dropped Todd Marshall. We brought in Daniel Curtin. He's got DPP status, and we got there in time. So let's see how that one plays out.
So we're going to loophole Curtin, who's playing tonight, which is good.
Yes. So how do we do that?
He's already loopholed. He is the emergency. And if we like his score, then we will likely move Iden to the bench, and we'll put one of Sard or McGovern.
Okay. Iden will be playing on Tom Papley, I would think. He usually takes the dangerous small forward.
I'd be happy for Iden not playing this week. Obviously, Curtin has to pull through. I will flag the waiver that there's a little bit impatience has kind of seeped in now, and there's few players who have been dropped onto the waiver. I probably don't want to name all of them. I did mention one to you earlier. I really rate him. He's a forward, listed as a forward who is a defender. And he'll probably get dual status, and the ball's going to be down there a lot. So the way you see it, the way listen, you want to keep the Liam Ryan experiment going.
My
He's
position on Liam Ryan is this: when we make a move, a speculative move like Liam Ryan or Curtin or whatever, I think you've got to give them 2 to 3 weeks, especially if they're returning from injury. If we like Schultz, for example, is in week 2. Ryan, not a great return first game back. You know, if we can start seeing 70s and 80s from him by this week or next week, then I think we hold on.
the only thing is he plays for West Coast.
Yes.
Yes, West Coast have showed a bit more pep in their step, and they got a couple wins, but they're still going to be down the bottom of the ladder, and they're still going to have games where they are thumped. And the forward line is a tough position at its best. I mean, even look at our forward line. Look what everyone's averaging right now. Brad Hill
Yeah.
is the highest. Even Lukosius is struggling to average over 70. So if you really think Liam Ryan's going to average the same as Lukosius on a good day, it's like a bit of a stretch.
It is definitely a
So
stretch.
there are some players available right now on the waiver who are potentially better suited, but I do kind of agree that you have to give someone 3 games before getting trigger happy.
Yeah. Listen, we've got 3 guys on the bench not playing right now who are averaging 70 or more. We don't know what's going to happen with Jamara. Other teams will come out tonight. Finlayson didn't get, 4 guys averaging 70 or more. Finlayson didn't get named. So that also hurts.
Feel like he might be this. Oh no, he's not even the extended. He won't be the sub.
He won't be playing.
I read, because I looked on Twitter to try and see, there's something with his wife's battle with cancer, like something.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. So, yeah, he's a bit of a liability, and we might have to make a move on him soon because he's just taking up a spot. I think he is too good to be on the waiver, but if he's not playing, then
Yeah,
just take him off.
we will get there. So let's talk about captain. Is it just as simple as ticking the box and Max gone because Max gone, or they're playing Geelong?
He's going to eat Reece Stanley or Toby Conway, whoever they choose to put against him. And he's averaging 122. So even his floor, like the floor of Marshall in English has been much lower than Gorn this year.
Yeah,
So
his lowest score was his first game, which is 87.
So he hasn't really looked back since. He's relatively fresh. Melbourne just had the bye the other week, and I can't see him slowing down. He's just one of those players you're very happy to have on your team. And when draft stars are putting him at 17-7 or whatever it is, you're just taking that to the bank.
True. We have 6 dual position players on our list, which is healthy.
Yes. I mean, if everyone was healthy, we'd have some selection headaches. Right now, I mean, the defense is locked. We spoke about Curtin being the loophole if he does happen to go big tonight. And then there's no other real question marks around the squad. Obviously, is Max King playing? Is he not? And then would you rather loophole Lockie Schultz or Elijah Holland for the game tomorrow night?
I think I would, as in who will, I think for sure Schultz will play well against Carlton because it's Lockie Schultz. Having said that, I think Elijah is better suited to the MCG.
Passover's over, mate.
Yeah, well, Chera's going to be back in, so maybe Elijah won't get as much time in the midfield. It could be loopholing Elijah as opposed to loopholing Schultz.
Well, that's the question I pose to you now, and it's pretty much a flip of the coin. What are they averaging? Oh, they're about dead on.
Dead on the same. They average the exact same.
I do like small forwards against Carlton, especially with. I mean, who will play on him? Boyd?
Probably Boyd, unless like Chincotta comes in, then he'll get a Chincotta matchup. I think Bobby Hill will get like Zach Williams or Nick Newman.
Nick Newman can't take Bobby Hill, unfortunately.
Nick Newman could take a Lockie Schultz.
They've got the median. Who's their other forwards? Who takes
Jamie
Jamie?
Elliott,
That's
probably
Nick Newman.
Kemp.
No, that's Newman. No? Oh,
Yeah.
they might Kemp for speed on. It's going to be a tough game. So
where does your instinct tell you as to Elijah or Schultz to be the loophole?
I was I had set this up prior and did it as Elijah, but now that I'm thinking about it, I might be leaning towards Schultz. Although, I don't know, I find it very difficult when it's a Carlton player in question to read how they'll play.
They're pretty much coming off the exact same score, even in their last two. Yeah, so like Elijah had a 49 against the Giants and a 78 last week, and Schultz had a 56 against Port and a 70 last week against the Bombers. I think Elijah will score more than Schultz.
Okay. So we're locking in Elijah.
Yep.
And then obviously, if we're happy with Schultz's score, then Liam Ryan will come out.
All
now,
right.
That's on the premise that Max King plays and that Jamara is not named.
Yes. If Jamara is named, we put him in instead of Liam Ryan?
Yes. And then obviously King has to play. If King doesn't play, we leave him there and we take Schultz's score, or we're forced to take Schultz's score.
All right. Are we happy with that? That's the team?
Yeah, that's the team.
Let's have a look at our matchup. Swizzlers, Jizzlers.
So this is Swizzlers, Jizzlers. Won his first game. Now, he's at the bottom, been at the bottom, but if you actually look at his team, it's not that bad. It's quite decent. He's got Walsh. Obviously, he was holding on to Walsh, who's just come back. He's got Whitfield in his defense. Weeders has been, Jordan Clark's averaging over 90. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Really?
Not us.
And Wilkie and Weeders is over 85. What I do like this week is Weeders is not scoring more than 65, 70. I don't personally think against Collingwood.
Why? I think he doesn't have a tall matchup to play against. So, I think he will be a little bit more free to mark the ball.
Oh, well, he plays on my check.
Yeah. Wow, he actually has a great team.
Yeah, he does. So that's also, and then because he's been at the top of the waiver, he's got basically first pick of anyone available. So he's picked up Bose. And look at his forward line. He's got Jeremy Cameron.
He's got Flanders, Jezza.
Yeah. Very solid team. He gets a bit weak in the middle. Like, he'll obviously lose Dangerfield. But he's got Flanders that he can make dual position into the midfield and bring someone else on. He's got Heath Chapman, who is he's just brought in Peatling because he's still down the bottom. So he's got a really solid team. And just because of his ladder position, I will not discredit the team. So we will absolutely be up against it.
We can't afford to watch Oliver go 65 again. It has to stop.
Yeah, agreed. Is he going to keep Walsh as his captain against Collingwood? Probably.
If I was him, I probably would be putting Walsh as captain against.
See, the best position, look at his team. He's got 3 solid captain options.
1, 2, 3. Flanders is the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. 4th. So he's got 4 to we are not in that position. We've got 1 at the moment, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is.
We do have 4 players playing against North Melbourne, which is a positive.
Yes. We want Max King to play this week. I think, because against North, be a good game for him to find some form again.
Yep.
But who knows what his injury is.
Now, Daniel Curtin, is it just you want to watch him play a game before we actually insert him into a matchup?
Premature. Listen, he played in the preseason.
Yep.
Struggled with it. Very highly rated, highly touted. And I think they've done the development right. Sent him to the twos, let him gain some confidence, find some form. And now, like, he's coming off a really good game. He's an intercept mark. At his best, he will be like, who's the best interceptor in the game?
Wiedering?
Like a Jeremy. I think they're hoping he becomes like a Jeremy McGovern, to be honest. But
so
obviously it's his first year, so it's a bit premature to hope for that off the bat.
They're playing tonight, right?
They're playing tonight, yeah.
So what if Curtin, for example, scores an 82? Do we have an opportunity to loophole him?
Connor Arden comes out.
Yep.
Adam Sard goes in.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's a watch this space.
Yeah.
What's the score that he needs to have for us to loophole him?
70 plus.
70 plus?
Probably strongly considering it's 65.
Yep.
At 70 plus would probably take a loophole.
Same
as what Schultz was last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we're up against it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Arden's averaging 69, so you'd want ideally the loophole to be a score more than what the player who you'd be taking out averages.
Okay.
Yeah, we really need our midfield to kind of kick us home this week. Like, Dacos needs to get close to 100, and Oliver needs to score 80.
100. No, I need 100. I mean, it's
yeah. Well, 120 would be really nice, but take an 85 at this point. And then Newcomb needs to just keep getting his average up because it doesn't really cut it. He has been better. He has been better, but not where we took him.
Yeah. So like last four, 98, the 40, 103, 89 against the Dogs. At Marvel, I believe the game is.
Just not tackling. He used to be like a 6 to 8 tackles a game.
No, man. That's what I'm saying. Like he's just. I mean, how old is he? He's 22. I mean, I thought it was like the perfect spot for him.
Yeah. Tough. So there's also an opportunity, and it could hurt us as well during the bye. We'll talk about that when it becomes relevant, about what the commissioner said about the bye rounds. Get an extra 2 spots on your field. So we got to kind of start thinking about that.
We got to start thinking about basically the ruck position.
Yeah. I saw someone picked up Peter. You know who will be back soon? Matt Flynn for West Coast.
All right, we'll just
that's a watch this space. But that's kind of why I wanted to pick up like a Hayden McLean. I think we've missed that boat now.
Wow. What do you think about Isaac Quainer? Averaging 55. He just got dropped.
Well, this is what happened last year. I actually picked him up last year at an opportune time and picked him up, and he pretty much averaged at 80 from there. Is he in a different role? I haven't been watching Collingwood all that much. He just doesn't seem to be in the chains. Or he does, but he goes hot and cold too much. Like
too much. Far too much. So
there are better players available on the waiver than Isaac Quainer. And also with our team format, hopefully we get Mitch back next week. We still have to sit on Sard for a bit. We've got Bonner as a potential defender option as well. We don't really need defenders. Kind of need to bolster. Oh, I forgot to tell you. the team who we offered or flirted with the idea of getting Blitzar's trade came back this week and asked me if I was still interested in Blitzar's.
Don't think we'll be taking.
I said, mate, that ship's long sailed. Thank you very much.
Thank God we didn't make that move.
No, I don't think we ever would, but it was fun to flirt with the idea. But I would be open to a trade, or not really. I'm too precious.
I haven't seen an opportunity yet where I'm like, okay, that's, we have depth in position, we have dual position players, we've got injuries. So
we were probably, I don't know how serious it was, but we had the opportunity potentially to do Head and Young for Clayton Oliver, and that may have been the correct thing to do. And just cut our losses. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses. That ship sailed.
Oliver will absolutely find his form.
Yes, he did. He did look a lot better last week. He definitely did. But it's hard to imagine him as the player who was like he was a walking 120 last year. It was like he was a cheat code.
Yeah.
And he's just not that player anymore. I don't think Melbourne are that high a fantasy team either anymore. Petrarca's not having all that great a year right now either. It's really only Gorn. And that's, maybe their defenders, May's having a pretty good year, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's really it.
So good luck to us. Hopefully it's a win, but we'll be following closely.
Yeah. All right.